Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin, and today we're unboxing the HP OMEN 15. This is a gaming laptop. As you know, OMEN is HP's gaming brand. I've never reviewed an OMEN laptop before. I've reviewed, obviously, quite a few gaming PCs. A lot of them are from Lenovo. In fact, a lot of the laptops are from Lenovo. They're Legion brand. But on the desktop side of things, HP has sent me two iterations of its OMEN Obelisk. It's a lovely tower, but they have never ever sent me their laptop. Now, when they send the desktop, they send the whole ecosystem too, and that includes a mouse, a keyboard, a mouse pad that has RGB lighting on it, and a wireless charger at the top. It's a very nice. There's the headset, which actually cools your ears so you don't feel all sweaty and hot while you're playing. A lot of good stuff there. So this is the OMEN 15. HP says that it's the lightest, I'm sorry, not the lightest, the smallest 15-inch gaming laptop that's on the market. Now, there are some design changes. I can't speak personally to them because I have not reviewed an OMEN laptop before. And so there are some design changes, though. We do have a new OMEN logo. It's this nice diamond-shaped logo, and honestly, what we're seeing, this is an interesting box, by the way. This is the type of box that needs a lot of tape to be put together, so what's also interesting about this, by the way, is that it includes AMD's Ryzen 4000 processors. Oh, here we go. Oh, this thing is really wrapped up in an interesting way. I feel like I'm pretty sure they took this out of the packaging and put it back. So yeah, you see that diamond logo. Actually, it's kind of sexy. I really like it, and I really like the design of this machine in general. What I feel like we're seeing a trend in the gaming laptop space of just a more professional look. I've seen a lot of gaming laptops. I think Dell made a whole series where just this whole border was red, and it was all vents, and it was just bright red. And I think they actually teamed up with the Spider-Man movie for that. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the CES where Tom Holland was actually on stage. It was cool, but whatever. But I like the thing about gaming laptops is we get these very flamboyant looks. And the problem is, like a lot of people need that power for actual work. A lot of people go and edit video or edit photos for a living, and they buy a gaming laptop for the power they need, but it just doesn't end up looking very professional. So I feel like this is a trend that we're seeing in changes of design, where it's a little more subtle. It's still got the same power under the hood. It still looks like a game PC, but also looks professional. Let's look at the charger that we got in here. This is going to be, I'm going to guess 230. It's 200 watts. I was close, but this does not have RTX graphics. I'm not sure if it comes with up to an RTX 2070, and I don't know, that one might require more power. This one actually has a GTX 1660 Ti. So let's talk a little bit about the internals. I did take, a lot of PCs I don't take the charger out of the box because, if it's a 65 watt USB-C charger, what do I need another one of those for? Keeping it in the box makes it easier to send back. For gaming laptops, it's a different story because they're never USB Type-C. They're a higher wattage. It's not common. So we like, this one is, barrel, and that's because obviously there are no 200 watt USB Type-C chargers. So like I was saying about the internals, this one's got an AMD Ryzen 7 4800H. Now, you have a choice between AMD Ryzen and Intel Comet Lake H. So that's nice to have choice. Unfortunately, the AMD ones are kind of the lower end SKUs. I'm not sure why, but for instance, you can get this with up to a 4K OLED display, or a 4K display with 120 hertz refresh rate, full HD with 300 hertz refresh rate. And so a lot of those higher end displays, like 4K OLED, only Intel. I think 4K 120 is only Intel, stuff like that. RTX 2070, only Intel. Now, This one, Ryzen 7 4800H is a 45 watt processor. AMD debuted their H series with their previous generation, but that was 35 watts. Still built for gaming, but it was 35 watts, and now it's 45 watts, which is on par with what Intel offers in their gaming processor space. So that H series, at least from the Intel side, you'll see them in gaming PCs, you'll see them in mobile workstations. AMD hasn't really tapped that mobile workstation space just yet. I think they're starting to with the Ryzen Pro. But for now, the point is Comet Lake H, Ryzen 4000H, they're pretty much on par with each other as far as wattage goes. What they are. This is an octa-core processor with 16 threads. The Intel processor being offered, although 45 watts, it's actually hexa-core. And that's spec'd out on this machine. It's hexa-core with 12 threads. Now, that's the Core i7 10750H. And that's interesting that like they're not offering a Core i9 or even the Core i7 10885H. Those numbers get a little messed up when you get a little higher up there. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but that's an octa-core SKU of the Core i7, but it's not offered on this machine. So if you want the cores, if you need the cores, if you can benefit from cores, remember that's only certain workloads where you'll benefit. You do have to go AMD. I gotta say, I do quite like the look here. It's simple. It's minimalistic. You know, I feel like that's a word that we in the tech industry made up. Like it should have been just minimal, and Apple started saying minimalism and minimalistic, and we just started extending words. But I digress. I like the look. It's a very simple logo, but it's pretty, and it just says OMEN under. It's very clean. All right, let's look at the ports we have because there are a bunch. This is a gaming laptop, remember? We have two USB Type A. Well, there's three total. Two on this side. I believe it's 3.1 Gen 1. We've also got a USB 3.1 Type C port over here. Now, that's going to be Thunderbolt 3 if you get the Intel model. Unfortunately, nobody is putting Thunderbolt in AMD PCs still. It is possible from what I understand. I have still just never seen it. There's also mini DisplayPort over here. All right, I'm not sure why that exists. Yeah, I mean, it's there. If you've got a mini DisplayPort cable, sure, why not? Personally, for me these days, I would be using USB Type-C, but it's there if you need it, like I said. Because USB Type-C, most USB Type-C ports do support, DisplayPort. Anyway, over here, we've got HDMI 2.0, USB Type-A, Ethernet with a drop jaw hinge. Which is something I wouldn't expect to see on something of this size, but it's there, and that's fine. There's that power port over here, that barrel charging port that I mentioned. Then, of course, we have SD card over here, and we have a combo audio jack. Combo audio jack is something you always want to be aware of on gaming PCs, because gaming PCs, sometimes, although it's more common on desktops, but they'll often have specific input and output ports. So if you have a headset, you'll need something with two plugs on it. So you can plug in one for the microphone, one for the speaker. And then you have others like this one that just have a combo port. So it's always just something that's nice to be aware of. Let's take a look at what we've got inside. Oh, it's a keyboard. I'm shocked. So by the way, this is a very nice PC. I like it. It doesn't feel too heavy. It feels pretty good to hold. You've got speakers at the top. Obviously, yeah, I was looking for the Bang & Olufsen because it's HP, which means Bang & Olufsen. It's always Bang & Olufsen with HP. That's their partnership. They've been using Bang & Olufsen as long as I've been reviewing their products. Interestingly, this thing did not really come with a charge. I just booted it up and I had to plug it in just to get it to boot up, and it's at 7% right now, interestingly enough. So yeah, this is a 1080p display. I believe it's 144 hertz, which is always nice for gaming. Although, of course, the higher the refresh rate, the more of a slight edge you're gonna get in that game. You know, that little bit of an edge. There's no bloatware on here, which is always nice. This is HP, although we do have a few things, honestly. Dropbox promotion will get rid of ExpressVPN. Unfortunately, McAfee is there, which is true of just about all consumer laptops that I've seen. Every company loves to put third-party AV software on laptops, and I don't, except Microsoft. Unless you buy a Surface, it's all they're like, and everybody uses McAfee except Acer. They use Norton, and none of it is good. So that's one of the first things I'll uninstall as well. Now, if we go into Omen Command Center here, you can actually see that there's a lot of stuff that you can do here. Rewards, coaching, my games. They actually started up a subscription service, which, yeah, so you'd have to sign in with an HP ID. It's sort of a freemium deal that you get in there. Omen 15, this is where we can find out all our good stuff about our PC here. CPU, GPU. Should be some lighting stuff in here. Actually, this PC doesn't really seem to have any RGB lighting. But if we go to performance control, there's a few things that we can change here. There's comfort, default, and performance. And if we turn on performance, you should, well, maybe if we turn on fan speed. No, it's still not very loud because nothing's really happening right now. So I guess let's not try. There we go. You might be able to hear that fan kick on now, and that's going to give us our max performance. That's gonna get every little. It's gonna squeeze every drop of juice out of this thing that we can get. So I just put the fan back on auto, turned it down a little bit. And obviously performance, that's the one you want to use for gaming, video editing, all the good stuff. Comfort you could use for a very casual task if you're just like watching movies or something. Although, by the way, this PC is a little bit of overkill if you're just doing it to watch, to stream Netflix. Okay. But yeah, that's about it for Omen Command Center. I'm surprised that there's no lighting on this PC. Another thing that HP is touting on this PC is the cooling. We've got vents all along the back here, on the bottom. HP says that the fans are bigger, faster, everything, and that's the thing. Any gaming PC that you see, they always tell you about the cooling. Like HP said, 15% increase in total fan size, 25% increase in fin size, 62% increase in airflow. The vents are enlarged. It's great, and the reason that anybody who makes a gaming PC is going to tell you about the cooling is because that's the differentiator in gaming laptops. Cooling is the difference between performance and not having performance, because when you're playing a game, the internals, they heat up. This thing gets hot, and gameplay suffers from it. You lose frames. It gets bad. So if you can keep it cooler means better performance. That's true of any PC. And if you've ever tested a range of CPUs and configurations, and better cooling means better performance, bottom line. So, and plus, there's the fact that, most PCs have the same parts. Any gaming PC's got Intel's 45-watt processors. This one has AMD's, although those are becoming more popular as well. And that's it. Like the GPU is going to be NVIDIA GeForce. It's like these are all off-the-shelf parts. So what's the thing that an OEM can do to differentiate, to have that edge in performance over its competitors? Better cooling. So yeah, I'm going to play a bunch of games. I've also got a Lenovo Legion 7i here, so a lot of gaming that I have to do, which is, such hard, terrible work, Anyway, guys, I'm going to have a review on this in a few weeks, probably about a month, because I've got a lot of stuff right now. So stay tuned. I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.